Hey, everybody. I worked on it a little bit today. I had to do some errands and get the car fixed and all that, so wasn't on too much today. But I got some super bad news. I mean, it's not really super, but it's bad news. It ain't gonna be as light as I thought it was gonna be. It's gonna be between 45 and 50 ounces. You can't build light airplanes with heavy wood. No way. But should still fly good. I mean, I hope. I'm wondering where my bearings are, my VIPER bearings. So they're supposed to be here today. Let me look real quick because we're gonna build a super tagger for this online. Hey, Dale, let me see here. VOCA, VOCA, VOCA bearings. My account, log in. Okay. My account, order history, processing. What the hell? When are they going to ship? I'm going to have to get after that tomorrow. They haven't even shipped yet. Marcel Legrand, yeah, it'll be fine. Anyway, I'm setting up the inboard wingtip here. So we're filling it in. You know, obviously I got to cut this out of here. So I think I had made some parts for this. I think. I got the push rods in the thing today, or we're all set on that. Ain't got a whole lot of throw though. But it's probably more than I'll use. That's it though. I mean, I think it's about, let's check the dangle meter and see what it is. The anglotometer. On this side. We got 28 degrees of movement. Should be enough. I mean, if you look at the other Vipers, they don't move that much. Let's see here. We got plenty. We got a plenty. Let's see here. We want to show you what we've done here. I'll do it this way. There's the push rod setup. Of course, this will go on after it's covered, and the cheek cowl will go on after it's covered. I've got to do, you know, instead of working on that, we could work on We'll work on fairings. Can't use this. It'll be fine. And there's so much to do. Most of it's just tinkering, you know. It's came along pretty fast though for 11 days. Let's see, we had a piece of balsa here, right here. I was going to work on the tips, but I think I'll work on this for now. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I picked everything up and I don't know where anything's at. This saw is no good. I need to order some more Zona saws. Yep, there it is. Thin carbon rod for what? The carbon rod is not what weighs. What weighs is the wood. Oh no, carbon rod would, oh shit, split. Carbon rod would disintegrate. Vibration, it'd just disintegrate. That wire doesn't weigh anything anyway. 40 or 38 thousandths wire, it don't weigh nothing. It don't weigh nothing. I think maybe Steve's coming over tomorrow. I have no idea. So we need to sand this a little bit here. So it's all a matter of tinkering now to get it together. I mean, it'll go together just fine. So we need to cut. That needs to be right there. We need a notch out of this. I'm using a plastic tank. I might make one out of fiberglass. I put it all on the scale, and I did a quick rundown of the parts that I got and how much it's going to weigh with a 6-ounce finish. And it'll be 46 to 50 ounces. $46 to $50. That's the way it goes. So we need a hole in there, 1/8 inch hole. Three-sixteenths back. Are you guys interested in plans for this profile? I mean, I could see if we could talk nice to Steve if he wants to make a set. Mail him off the drawings. There we go. Okay. Well, Craig's got the regular VIPER plans. He's got one of my Super Tigers too. He's putting a Brian Gardner liner in, so he'll have the same airplane I got. All you got to do is figure out how to build it. Okay, I want to show you this. You guys remember how I told you that I routed in the bearings for the horns because there's no way that you could put the bearing. Let me get the push rod out of the way. Let me take this off of here. Come on. Giving me a grief. Okay, I showed you. Shit. I showed you that I routed that bearing in backwards. They normally go into the trailing edge, but there's no way to do that on this beam wing, so I routed it in backwards and glued it into the fuselage side. Well, now that we're going to put the filler block in there, that covers up that bearing. And then when I put the fillet on there, it's all gone. No place to build anymore, eh? I need to tighten this up. Let me get a screwdriver here. This thing is driving me fruit. Where's my yellow handle screwdriver? It's over here. Yeah, I think it's stuck. Yeah, we're not gonna tighten no more. Tight it's gonna get. Okay. Okie dokie. All right, so now I have to shape this fillet. This is not going to have those long fillets like a full Viper. It's just going to have regular fillets like every other airplane. Put this push rod back in. I don't want to solder these push rods in until I get it painted. That way I can take it off, and I'll tape up that one and take that off. That way it doesn't look like we're hillbillies. Of course, I probably am. Come on now. Get on there. There it is. Okay. So we need to shape this. So we need a line that goes like so. This is a pretty good sized airplane. It's got 660 squares. It's not a little airplane. But if I'd have known it was going to come out this heavy, I'd have put a 60 on it. So we need to sand a little more off this side. And a little more. There we go. That's it. That's it. Might have to shorten that push rod a smidge. It's pretty close, but so that needs to get opened up. Sits in there square. Okay, that's it right there. That's it. I'm gonna get a wheel collar and put on that. For now, we'll solder a washer on it. So it needs to be tapered there too. So I need to push that over. I need my flat ruler. There it is right there. There it is. Got a nice 16th inch gap between this. Well, it's about a 16th. Yeah, in the next video, it's all going to be sanding. I'll have all the pieces and parts put on this thing. Should start finishing by Monday, I think. Get to start do the covering and the doping and all that other happy stuff. I need a wheel collar on there. It's going to slide out again. I need a 3/32 wheel collar. We got one. How should I know better? Asshole Dick. Never tell you. Too smart. There we are. Well, that looks like a 16th, maybe. Yeah, there's a 3/32. But I don't have an Allen wrench. There's them bolts I need for the elevator. Yeah, I'm surprised Boca Bearing hasn't sent out my order. Matter of fact, I'm bummed out. I don't understand. The guy said he had them. And do we have little? Of course not. Drill bit. I know what we'll do. Just take this out and put a 440 in it. Because it ain't going to stay in there anyway. Okay, get a 440. Building days are behind you. Sorry to hear. Sorry to hear that. Of course, now I find the Allen wrench. Shit. It's in this other drawer. I need to do motor pads yet. There's a lot to do. A nose ring, sand the nose. I brought in my palm sander. Of course, what the hell's that all about? Yeah, it's fine. I don't know why they got to do it while I'm streaming. Yep, Steve's coming over tomorrow. Oh, shoot. God, it's almost in the damn way. There we go. I won't have to worry about that falling out again. Shit, maybe not. There we are. There it is. A little concerned about how much control movement I got. Not much. Why? Honey down. 28 degrees. Oh, I see. It's hung up right there. Hung up right there. So we'll take this off. Have I ever used Brodak heat shrink covering? No. No, I'm pretty much a traditionalist. Yeah, that's it. Pretty much a traditionalist. To me and many others, monocoat covering and all that electrics makes it seem like a toy. Okay. Okay. I'm online. No need to keep texting me. All right. So we got We got quite a bit of control there, I suppose. It'll be fine. Like I say, the next video is going to be a lot of sanding. Never used it. Have no clue what it is. I can get silk span done absolutely perfect. No wrinkles. Tight. I mean, you can't ask for better. So I'll just stick with what I know. No sense in changing up now. I've been doing this for 60 years this way. I just don't see the need in it. So we need to do what here? We need to make another one here. 1/4 inch. 3/16. So it needs to be 1/4 inch. And we'll sand it. I don't know who posted it, but somebody on Stunhanger posted what every kid's bedroom should look like. I tell the story. I'll tell it again for you guys who've never heard it. My very first thing that I built was a Gallows P40, a die crush kit. I sat at my dad's green Sears workbench. Didn't have X-Acto knives back then. We had double-edged razor blades that you took a matchbook and you broke the back out of it, the striking part, and you embedded it into that razor blade, and you tried to cut that hard wood. It was like pine, that wood. Never did finish that particular airplane. But I got real interested in model airplanes, and my dad decided that they bought me a Wenmac T6 trainer, and my uncle Jerry and my dad crashed it at the schoolyard, and I picked it up, and of course I was crying. They broke my toy. That was a Christmas present. Anyway, I glued it all back together, and me and the kid down the street, Ricky, went to the schoolyard, and I flew it by myself. Taught myself how to do it, because as a kid you can do that kind of stuff. So I started building airplanes. Well, I built airplanes in my room, and it became basically like my house here. The place was just filled with airplanes. So I moved out of that my room into the den. They changed the den into my workshop. Well, I soon outgrew that. My dad and mom moved out of the master bedroom into the den, and I moved into the master bedroom. And I soon outgrew that. I mean, this stuff is like a disease. My dad had opened a hobby shop. Anyway, I outgrew that, so I moved into the double two-car garage, and I had that all filled with airplanes, and I would be out there till 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. My mom and dad were Elks, and they would go out drinking, and they'd come home, and I'd be in the garage, and there'd be girls sitting on the workbench sanding, and my mom could never figure it out. Well, if them girls are going to be here, they're going to have to sand. Those were good times. I didn't much care about girls. I cared about airplanes. I would take airplane, everybody be smoking behind the library. I'd be out underneath the tree sanding. Take airplane parts to school and put them in my locker and sand at break. Everybody smoked, I sanded. They don't look at these as it's a flying piece of artwork. It's something not everybody can do. And it's not a team sport. I like that. Something goes, you hit the ground, you make a mistake, whatever, you did it, not somebody else. You did it. You have nobody to blame but yourself. And I do have quite the ability to see a mistake or an issue or a problem and know the exact fix for it quickly without a problem. And that'll just come with practice. I've seen and made every mistake possible, I think, in this stuff. That could have been a little long. Oh no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine when I push it up in there. Yeah, it'll be fine. So now we gotta airfoil it. These are little delicate pieces here. My name is Sparky from my motorcycle club days, and I'm not telling that story how I got it. We'll just leave it at that. My mother called me Sparky. So If it's good enough for my mom, it's good enough for everybody else too. Let's see here. Are we straight? No, we're a little up on that, so we need to lengthen that push rod. Got to go down just a smidge. So I got to lengthen the push rod. So that would be this way. Wait a minute. If I want to go down, it'd be in other way. This is kind of important. Yeah, I thought I was going to do wingtips, but I think I'll do that off camera. We'll do all the cussing off camera. Okay. That's pretty close right there. So I'll put this in here. Oh man. So it needs to go down just a bit, so it needs to go in some more. Another turn in. Too far. Shit. What? And some more. There we are. Ah, you bitch. So I turned it in that way. We need to turn it back out one turn. Okay. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of tinkering in the next few days to get this ready to go. And I haven't been really pressing on this thing very hard. I got all the hard stuff done and kind of slacked off on it. Trust me, in my younger days, we'd be flying this already. That is down. So we need to do what? I need to lengthen the push rod. Come on, you. There it is. Close enough. Yeah, some people heard that story before I've told it, you know. I wonder if I ever told this story before. I had a Thunderbird. It was purple. My Uncle Jerry had built it and set it up on top of the bar canopy. And he moved out. So I ended up finishing it. That's down too far. Oh, be in like that. I ended up finishing it. McCoy 40s were notorious for exhaust fires. They go poof, and then you'd see a blue flame. I think I told this story. We used to fly in the Ole's parking lot right next to my dad's hobby shop, Ole's Hardware. And I had flown the crap out of it. And back when I was a kid, I didn't know any better about fuel. I bet McCoy's would have lasted a lot longer had I known that they needed oil, you know, because I ran Cox Glow Fuel, whatever I could get a hold of, you know, K&B Missile Mist and all that shit in McCoy's. And oil content was pretty far down on that shit. And it backfired, and Steve Taylor was flying with me. And that airplane burned to the ground. I mean, it was heartbreaking. It was terrible. I think the most fun we had was when we had we'd go to Tonopah High School. There was another guy who was a pool man, lived a couple of streets over, because my dad also had a pool store, Trident Pool Supply and Service, and he was into combat. And back then we didn't. He ran a Johnson 36. I had a G21 35 in a I think it was a Yak 9 that I had at that time, but you know, we flew slow combat. Man, it was a lot of fun. And you didn't try to kill each other's airplanes like they do today, and we just try to cut the streamer. And Ken Pascoe, myself, Steve Taylor, who else would go? Brian, I don't remember his last name. Danny Napolitano would go. There was about 10 of us who flew in the neighborhood. About 10. And I would venture to say There ain't none of them flying today. Nobody except me. Because I have not heard from them guys, not one iota. That's why it was kind of special when my dad asked me, he hadn't seen me in a while. Are you still flying? Yep. He said, don't ever quit. No problem. This, if you're a young guy and you're watching this and you've you don't understand it or whatever I'm doing here, just follow along, because these airplanes will teach valuable lessons in everything. I mean, you can relate so many things to your daily life into building these airplanes. You won't believe it. I know you young guys, them old guys don't know anything. Trust me, we do. We've been there, done that. That's why my favorite thing to do is find the oldest guy and pick his brain, because I don't know everything, and them old guys know some stuff. Of course, those who think they know everything are particularly aggravating to those of us who do. Okie dokie. So now we'll get this one in. This one's going to be easier because I can just mate it up to the other side. Where's that ruler? Have to have that ruler. There it is. Now we got 18 watchers. I mean, can't be all that bad. We're going to need a piece of 16th on the end of that. I know a lot, but I don't know everything. The sign of a good mechanic is that the guy will admit he doesn't know everything, but he knows where to find the answer. I need a piece of 16th. And I know where the answers are. Need a piece of 16th. Maybe I'm going to need some of that 32nd like John had. Nope. 16th. This is number 2. So we're going to, what I'm doing is I'm spacing these so that I got a 16th gap between. So the only one that's going to be different is this fillet here because the push rod has to go past the flap. So that's the way it is. Part of being a profile. Got a lot of respect for Mark Gerber. He came on the Hangout. You know, he was talking about prop per session, and this is the other thing. And he was talking about weights, and I said, "You're wrong. It's not. That's not it." And he recalibrated his scale and came on and said, "Yeah, I was right. Yeah." Most guys won't admit that. Too humiliating. So I got a lot of respect for him. He's the guy who gave me my Grumman hat because I gave him a 14.5 rev up prop, which I never give out my rev ups. But he needed it really bad. He had that Bearcat, and that was a beautiful airplane. We were at Brodax, and it was just too over prop. He was running a 13.6. And I said, I don't have a 13.6, but I got a 14.6 or 14.5. You can cut her down to 13.5. Run that. Good guy. Good builder. Someday I'll be as good as him. Okay, so we got that. Hopefully it'll fit. Should have a lot of fun next season with all these airplanes. I've got the stockpile built up pretty good, so I shouldn't have a care in the world. I should be able to bring it down. Why does that act like that? There it is. So it needs a little bit of sanding still. So I took a 16th and turned it into a 32nd. Hopefully that's a quarter. It looks like it. I was over on my English buddy's channel, Little History, today. Them guys are crazy. If you guys aren't over there and you like building plastic models and stuff like that, they got a pretty good channel. That's it right there. That's it right there. I could take a little off that, but it'll be close enough. We've been on an hour. So you guys have heard me babble for an hour. I guess for this, that's going to do it. I'll keep plugging away at this. That's all I can do. We're real close, though. I mean, real close. Yes, that's where I met you tonight. What is that? What are you talking about? Dale, what do you mean? Yes, that's where I met you tonight. You're not the guy. Oh, a little history. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, them guys are. You want to see something funny? He's got a clip of him trying to make a plastic airplane fly with electric motors, and he did a good job of getting all the electrics in that 132nd or 124th scale, whatever the hell it was, Mosquito. And he fired that controller up and it jumped off the bench and he stuck his hand through the propeller and whoa, those were things really, they cut him up pretty good. You're not supposed to do that. I ought to grab that clip and put it on my channel as yeah, don't do this. So it looks like we're going to run another couple of days on this project. I mean, if the next project is going to be building some carbon belt cranks and some carbon landing gear and some spinners and some fuel tanks. We're going to clear all this crap off. I'm going to set up to do horns and bell cranks. I don't think I'm going to build any props. I don't want to sell any props at the Worlds because I don't want the liability. But I'll make some weight boxes, some line sliders, just some different stuff to some trinkets. We'll batch them out and I'll sell at the Worlds to kind of pay for the trip. Gonna be a lot of guys from all over the world wanting, and a lot of guys watch me from all over the world. We got Dale. I don't know where you're from, but we got guys from all over the world that watch. I know them guys down in South America. Like Benet and all them other guys. A lot of them watch. And Tom Morris quit selling that stuff. UK, yeah, okay. Ukistan. Englandistan. Turning into the Pakistani refuge. Just like this place, we're starting to fall. We better get a grip on. I had faith in this country, and now I don't. I have no faith. We're going downhill fast, headed downhill like a snowball headed for hell. Here's them pieces I had cut, I think, for the other tip. For the other tip, we'll get some pieces cut for this tip. I got one more fillet to put in the flap here. We'll just cut it up and shape that up, and then I'll end the stream after I do this fillet. Yeah, it looks to be a quarter, so we'll make it a quarter and see if we're right. Make it a heavy quarter. Stand to fit. Sing it, Merle, you bet. My favorite country western song is Big City. When you get the band playing, I can sing it. Can't sing it without music, but I can sing it. Why is that thing tapered like that? Man, I got a good eye. You know, when I was working on Harleys, well, that's good. That's good. I don't watch PBS, so I wouldn't know. When I was working on Harleys, I could see 10,000s. You hand me two parts, one an inch and 10,000ths, and I could see it. That's pretty close. Got to keep sanding. Kind of crookedness. No, not so much. Can't see it so much now because I'm not doing it every day. But I can see, there we go. I can see a 16th. I can see a 3/16. I can tell you what's what just by looking at it. So, well, that's a 16th. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Now, I cut this and I've been sanding on it a little bit. I said I needed a 1/4 inch. It's almost at a 1/4 inch right now. It's about, let's see here. It's 9/32. So I got to sand the 32nd off of this. And I did not measure it, I just cut it. And I said that distance was a quarter, and it's a 1/4 inch, I'll guarantee it. Let's see, we want to have the same amount there, which is a 16th, so I got to keep sanding. Yeah, I like a couple kinds of music, country and western. You wouldn't think so. You'd think I'd be a big rock and roll freak, but not really. There we go. Maybe a little more so it evens up. My, I think the only album I ever bought in my life was Steppenwolf, Magic Carpet Ride. Of course, I did go see when I was in service a Grand Funk and David Bowie The concert, I think, was $7. I thought that was ridiculous. $7. But it was a good show. It was a real good show. Grand Funk did a great job. They had a drummer. I guess he was on some type of forklift or whatever, his drum bandstand. Each one of his bass drums had a strobe light in it for Grand Funk, and they did American Band. And behind them, they had Christmas tree lights or whatever, and it was all dark. And when they did American Band, he went into a solo, and these strobe lights started going off, and then the forklift raised, or whatever it was on a big pedestal, raised this drum platform up, and it was turning, and it looked like a flying saucer taking off. And then the chorus, American Band, and then the whole backstage lit up. I mean, flashing in a great big, huge American flag. Huge. And of course, David Bowie was good, but I don't remember what songs he did. He's kind of a enigma. I just ain't been a big music fan. It's just noise to me. And they said, well, Hunt says, well, all the good stunt pilots are musicians. Well, I can play the radio and I can do that really loud, but I can't play nothing. I have tried to teach myself piano, tried to teach myself guitar, tried to teach myself how to play the harmonica. I can't play anything. It's just not in me. Now my brother, on the other hand, he taught himself how to play guitar, but he can't draw. I can draw caricatures. I can draw people. Whatever I want to draw, I can draw. I used to be a pretty damn good artist. Now I'm just a model airplane artist. Okay, we're going to have to get this one on right. So I'm going to have to stick pin it because I'm going to have to adjust it. Yeah, Pearl Harbor. We're going to have to cut that off too. Shit. It's too long. It's too long, so it gets off right there. We'll sand it up after I get it cut. Hey, where my friend? Born to be Wild. Did you get your set of plans? I sent them to you. What the hell is that? He hasn't checked his email. What the hell's up with that? Well, that's it right there. That is it right there. I sent them yesterday, maybe 2 days ago. I'll send them again if necessary. That ain't right. Okay, let's do it this way. We know the flaps are parallel, so it goes right there. I sent him to the email address that he has on his stunt hanger profile. You can pay me if you want to. If not, that's fine too. You've donated plenty. There it is. How do you get a set of plans? Go to PayPal and send me $40 and I'll email them to you. There we go. There it is. So we got this, there's a little down in this. That is good. Oh, okay. It's labeled VIPER plans. Download them. They're PDFs. Okay, we did. We made a little progress tonight. I got all the fillets in this thing, so I'm pretty happy with that. I didn't do the wingtips, but I still need to rough the cowl in, or rough the cheek cowl in. I still need to make some type of thing to hold the tank so it can slide up and down with these two bolts. We'll get to that. But as it sits right now, it's pretty damn heavy. It's probably 35 ounces as is. Go to Stunt Hanger and go where it says Stunt Hanger needs your support. There's a 24 support button there. Click on that. It'll take you right to the link, and just put in the message plans, and I'll send them right to you. Or you can go on Stunt Hanger and hit the support badge or support badge, the 24 badge, and that'll take you there. But don't put support on there, just put plans. I was working on getting the link set up so they can download them without me messing with it, but I haven't got to it yet. Because I'm sure I'll be selling a few sets of those plans. I mean, everybody seems to like that airplane, and always have liked that airplane. And it flies really good. But if you're going to build this big one back here, keep it around 52, 53 ounces. It won't fly very good at 60. It'll be just another oh so round airplane at 60. but it's very doable to build at 52, 53 ounces. Just use the lightest wood you can find. This thing here, I used all my RC wood on. I wasn't expecting a lightweight, but I wasn't expecting it to be 45 ounces either. I was expecting to be around 40 something. But it is what it is. It'll be fine. And if I don't like it, I'll give it to somebody. Take the engine off and give it to somebody. Or sell it or whatever. I don't want to. As soon as Boca Bearings gets my bearings to me, we're going to rebuild that engine. I got a ABC liner for it, Brian Gardner liner. So we're going to do that. And I'm not letting that engine go because that'll be the only ABC 46 I got. My other 46 in my Continental is a George Aldrich rework, and it runs good, but it doesn't matter who rebuilt it. The ring is still the ring. The rings wear out. They're just shit, you know. And Frank Bowman, he ain't doing that no more. So if Brian ever runs another set of 46 liners, I got 4 46s. So I'll even fix the GMA. I'll put a liner in that one. Freshen them up for the rest of my life. It's a pretty simple airplane to build. I mean, it looks complicated as hell, but it's really not. You know, if you follow my steps like I did, this one was built in 38 days, and Simply Blues was built in 60 days, I think. And that most of that work is spent on the finish. The woodwork don't take but maybe 60 hours. You'll make it RC, huh? Okay. Well, make sure you make the wings equal panels because these are asymmetric. Inch and a quarter longer inboard wing. All I got to do is add one more rib bay to the outboard, you know. So instead of a 48-inch spar, you make it 49 and a quarter, and put the center mark right in the center, and you'll have equal span. See, there's a solution for everything. All right, like, subscribe, and share, and I'll be back tomorrow. Steve will be over. He'll be tinkering in the other room, and I'll work on this some more. And I'll see if I can't. Oh, shoot. This is Friday night. I got to get off of here. It's Charles's night. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya. Check Charles out in a minute here.